I may need to take something out. Let me stop this for a second. All right, we should be good now. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the TeamAlliance live group training session. Today is Sunday, December 10th. Time right now is 7:16 p.m. And I'm hoping everyone can hear when they come on to the session. I think we're good. All right, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. For those of you that are brand new, if you have not had a chance to take a look at the previous training videos, really the previous group training sessions that we did, I'm going to take you step by step through the process throughout this session this evening. So even if you're brand new, you will have a clear understanding by the time we're done with this session this evening. First and foremost, right now what you're looking at on the chart, this is a price chart with just price candles. There are no indicators on this chart. If you happen to watch the intro videos, you might have seen one indicator, which is called the Heikin-Ashi, and you may see me drawing lines on the chart like this, and I might be talking about ranges. You can just disregard that for now, because this is going to be like a crash course for you into what it is that we actually do when we're looking at this chart. What we're doing when we're looking here is we're looking for consolidation on the chart. You are going to hear that word repeatedly over and over and over and over again. And consolidation, the analogy that I like to use now is, think of being in a vehicle and being stuck in traffic. Consolidation is like being in traffic. You can either be in standstill traffic, or you can be moving 5 miles an hour, very slow, just creeping along. Once you're out of traffic, then it's like an open road, and then you start to move. We want to position ourselves when we're looking at this chart to see traffic. And I'm actually going to show you why. We're going to actually missed that and moved too fast on me. All right, no biggie. We'll look at the next one, but I'm going to take you through each part or each component of the process that we look for when we're over here on the price chart. The very first thing that it starts with is consolidation, and recognizing consolidation on the chart. If you're coming from a Forex background, you know, you're probably familiar with indicators and different terminology like trends. The trend is your friend, channels, sideways, ranges. You'll hear that type of terminology coming from the Forex world. If you're just brand new, you're probably in a better position than most people because you haven't been polluted with a lot of misinformation. So we're going to start you off fresh, learning the actual skill of seeing the market. What we're looking at on the chart at all times is the price. Now the price on the chart, you see this white line? That represents price and where the price is at right now. Wherever you see the price, and if you see it moving around on the chart, that's a condition that you do not want to be a part of when you're looking for an opportunity on Nadex. So until the market begins to actually consolidate, and again, the analogy that I want to use and I want you to associate with is being stuck in traffic. You want to be stuck in traffic, okay? You literally want to be stuck in traffic when it comes to this price chart. You don't want the market to be moving. You don't want it to be moving around. If it does move, you want it to move very slow. That's how I want you to associate price. Your skill is the ability to see that the market is doing that. That is not moving around. That is either slowing down or it's in a slow position. It's not moving around all over the chart. That's what you want to see here. Once you do see that, then you perform the next part of the process, which is over on the Nadex platform. And let me just, I got to switch over for a second, try to get somebody on here. Hang on. Somebody is messaging me. All right, Johnny. All right, sorry about that. So what we're actually seeing on the chart right now, and during that little pause, the market started consolidating a little bit. So we're actually going to go through the next process. And the next process is we come over to the Nadex platform. The first thing that we want to see here is that the amount of time that we have left is at 3 minutes or less. Okay? That's the first thing we want to see when we come over here. Once we're under 3 minutes, then we begin to see if we have an opportunity on any of the binaries. And the binaries are these strikes that you see here with the different strike prices. So you got 34.01, 33.99, 33.97, and so on, right? What we're doing is we're actually going to use pricing on the binary itself. This is pricing. Right now, this red price means that this is the price that you can sell at. If you wanted to get into this and sell, this is the price that's available currently, okay? So we use threshold numbers, meaning if we're selling, we want to get in to a sale by paying no less than 17. So in other words, we want to earn a minimum of $17 of profit per contract. So for each contract, and let's just deal with one contract. So for the contract that we want to sell, we're going to put a max that we're willing to pay of 17. So we're not going to pay 15. We're not going to pay 10 because that's reducing the amount that we would earn on the contract, assuming that we're profitable on that trade. Okay? 17 is the number that we use if we're selling. If we're buying, which is the blue numbers, when you open up the ticket, now you're on the buy side, this number we want at 83 or less. So we don't want to pay more than 83 on a buy. So we don't want to pay 90. We don't want to pay 95. It's 83 or less. That is an ironclad rule that I've set for myself. And that's what I'm teaching everyone who follows the training that we are giving out on Team Alliance. Those are my numbers. They don't have to be yours, but I would recommend that you follow that, because that's what has led to my success as I've traded these binaries, just from my own personal experience. Those are the numbers that I use. So you can use them if you want to, or you can set your own, whatever your preference is. My suggestion is to do what I'm doing. So again, if you're selling 17, if you're buying 83, you're not going to pay any less than 17 if you're selling, and you're not going to pay any more than 83 if you're buying. All right? So I hope that we're clear on that. And this is being recorded, by the way. So this video in particular, this training is going to cover the process more thoroughly, because I understand that many of you who are new are not understanding it fully yet. So I'm going to keep driving it into your head until you get it, because this is important. You have to understand what it is that we're doing in the process. The very first thing that we're doing is looking for consolidation on the chart. We don't even come over here to Nadex until we have consolidation here on the chart. Period. Period. Okay? All right, so now looking at this, and I know that one of the questions will be, well, why are there no candles here? There are candles here. There are two candles in this space right here. There's a candle there, and there's a candle there. The reason that you don't see them is because the open price of the candle is identical to the closing price of the candle, so it doesn't display. When you see these price candles where the body is, like this one, for example, it opened up here and it closed down there on a down candle. The left side of the body at the top is where it opens, and the bottom right side of the body is where it closes on a down candle. And then it's inverse for up candles. So for up candles, the left bottom is where it opens, and the right bottom, the right top is where it closes. So that's where you see the length of the candle. And the wicks are where price went during that 60-second candle. These represent 1 minute on the chart. These are 1 minute candles that you're looking at. So for example, the candle that we're on right now, the price from where it is right now went all the way down to where you saw the bottom of that wick. And now it's back up here. And now you can see it moving down again. So the wicks are showing you how far price traveled during that 60-second candle. That's what that represents. So again, the condition that we're looking for is not this, because we don't want to see price moving this fast, first of all. Secondly, we don't want to see price moving this far. We want to see price consolidating. And the evidence of consolidation by default is going to be smaller candles. So these moments where you see smaller candles on the chart, these are moments of consolidation on the chart. You can have consolidation before, during, and after any candle that you see on the chart. So it doesn't mean, oh, well, I got to look for small candles everywhere on the chart. It doesn't mean that. It just so happens that the result of consolidation, when you look at the chart, will be smaller candles, smaller size candles. It will be candles that don't have these wicks on them, because these wicks represent price traveling back and forth during that 60-second candle, during that 1 minute candle. Price is moving back and forth. That's what creates the wick. Just looking at this one as an example. Price moved all the way up here. By the time it closed down here. When it opened over here on the left at the top. That's where it opened. And it closed on the right at the bottom right there. But during that candle, the price went all the way up here. By the time it closed, it ended up down here. That's why you have a wick on the candle. So I'm taking you through the basics so that you understand what this represents. This is a price chart. This is what is called price candles. There's no indicators on here. We're just looking at price. Blue candles are up. These pink candles with the red wicks are down. And what we're looking to see is the speed of this white line or the price to slow down. Traffic. We want to be in traffic. When you're in traffic, are you moving fast or are you moving slow? You're moving slow. So the association that I want you to have is that you're waiting for the market to put you in traffic. And once you're in traffic, then you can come over to Nadex and start looking for your opportunity by following the rest of the process. So we're going to do that now, okay? So we're looking at this. Market is slowing down. It is consolidating. We're going to go over to Nadex. Now we're at Nadex. We're under 3 minutes. We start looking for an opportunity. What do we actually look for? Pricing. Pricing. We know that if we're selling, we're not going to pay more than 17. Or actually, we're not going to get in for less than 17. And if we're buying, we're not going to get in for more than 83. So let's pull up this one right here, just as an example. Now, this is over 83. What that means for us is that this is priced out. So we can't take this trade because it's trading. This option is trading at a price higher than what we're willing to pay. And there's a reason why we use the numbers. 83 we use because we want to stay out of the market if the pricing is not in our favor. And we'll go deeper into what that means as we move forward, because examples will be presented so that we can cover it. But this right here is an example of being priced out. We are priced out right here. So we're not taking this trade. But what this means is that when you see the price on the offer side above, we'll say $55 or $60, that means that the strike price is what's called in the money. It means that the price of the market, which is this number right here, this indicative index is the equivalent of this white line on MetaTrader, on this platform. They're the same. They represent the same thing. They both represent the price. Even though there's a slight difference in the number, because this is about 1 pip lower than the number on the indicative on Nadex. And that's fine. Don't try to understand everything. Just understand the process that I'm taking you through, because this is important, what you're actually being shown right now. So we know what priced out means. We know what that looks like. If that number is too high, if it's over 83, we're priced out. If the number is under 17, if we're looking at a sell, we're priced out. And if we're priced out, that means we don't take a trade. Period. Period. So again, now this 5-minute binary is going to reset, and we're going to start the process over again here on the chart. So the process starts again. What are we actually waiting for from right now? What are we looking for? What are we waiting for the market to do? Exactly. Exactly. All right, you guys got it. I'm hearing consolidate. Put us in traffic. Exactly. Consolidation. So again, if you're brand new, that word is first. Nothing, you don't do anything until you see that on this chart. There's nothing to do until you see consolidation on this chart. And let me repeat it. There's nothing to do until you see consolidation on this chart. A lot of your time is going to be spent on the price chart, just waiting for the market to put you in traffic. And it's going to be well worth the wait, because by the time you get into a trade, you're going to be positioned in a way where you end up winning the trade. I'm not going to say that you're guaranteed to win, but I will say that you will be in position to win. Because what we're really doing most of the time is we're looking for reasons not to trade. So the more reasons we have not to trade, we're being protected. We're protecting our capital. We're protecting our money by not taking trades. And until you have eliminated all the reasons not to trade, you shouldn't be in one. Once you have gotten rid of all the reasons not to trade, the trade presents itself. And that's how we trade. How do we get to this price chart? This is MetaTrader 4, Jermaine. The link to download this, it should be in the original email that I sent you. The very first email that I sent you when you signed up for training. There's two sites, forex.com and oanda.com. And all you need to do is download the demo. You don't have to open a live account. So what are we looking at on the chart right now at this moment? There you go. There you go. All right, now let's make our way over to Nadex and see what presents itself. Okay, yes. You're going to watch the one. Well, I'm going to click on the one that we're going to look at right now. So I'm going to open this up. The reason I'm selecting this is the price. Remember I said anywhere from 55 and up, if you're looking to buy, is where you want to see the price. And I'm going to show you now what the threshold number does for us. It's that 83 number. Okay? This is the process. So everyone pay attention to this. From here, I'm looking at the market, right? And this is actually very choppy, but I want to take you through the process, so we're going to go through it anyway. But I wouldn't even be in this trade. But I want you to see the process. This is the process. You see how the price is not at 83 yet? It's not at 83 yet. This is pricing in your favor. As the price approaches 83, like it looks like it's about to go to 81, if I see it at 81, I would take it. I would place the order. And there's a few things going on. I'm just going to enter this so you can see, so I can talk you through what's happening. There's a few things that we're looking at. First of all, this price, this indicative price. You see how the price is not moving? Remember what I told you about traffic? This price is above 33.97. When I just entered that trade, there was less than a minute remaining on the option. That is what we want. We want less time here, and we want this number here not to be moving. And we want the actual price we get in at to be at 83 or less when we're entering the trade. Now, this is an actual winning trade. And I'm explaining to you why this even had a chance of winning. The reason that even had an opportunity to win is because of what we do. We're identifying these moments where the market is slowing down or the market is not even moving. Now, it was only for one moment. It was on this candle right here. This is the one that just closed just now on that trade. We identified that moment of consolidation in the last minute and a half or so on Nadex. What I was doing was looking at the indicative. It's just like if I look at price in here, if I see 60, 65, 70. I know automatically that this is in the money and that the price is above the strike without even looking at the strike. I don't even have to look at the strike. I don't have to look at the indicative. I'm looking at the price. And this is actually to answer Letitia's question as to what strikes should you be looking at. Well, first of all, you shouldn't look at any strike until you've identified what over here on this side. And that question is for Letitia. Before you even go to Nadex, what should you see over here? Yes. You guys have it. I'm waiting for Letitia. There you go. Consolidation. There you go. So once you have consolidation here, like we have consolidation right now, what's the very next thing that we do? And let me see if I can, right, 17 or 83. So looking at the chart here, when we go to Nadex, what's the first thing that we're looking for on Nadex? The very first thing. Tisha said price. Not the very first thing. The very first thing is this. Less than what? Less than what here? Right. Letitia, you got that? 3 minutes. Once we see we have less than 3 minutes here, right, you got it. So once we see we have less than 3 minutes here, then we're looking for pricing, right? So if I look at the chart, you see that the market is already in a position. It's in a position already. It's down. So I'm going to look over here. I can already see by this that this is in the money. It's the 33.97 strike. We know that our threshold is 17. We're going to watch this until price gets closer to 17 and give this time to wind down. We want the least amount of time here, right? Pricing is in our favor. It's above 17. It's in our favor. We can watch this wind down until price gets closer to the threshold. Right there, I take it. Boom. So I take it short right there, right? I'm in a 33.97. So I entered on this candle right here. And again, I'm taking these trades to show you the process so that you see what it is that we're actually doing during the process. So we're going to continue to look at this part. This is the part that I want you to pay attention to. As you're looking at your process, when you identify that you're going to take a trade, you do exactly what you just saw me do. Now, we would have already known to not even be looking to get into a trade because the price was moving too much. But I wanted to take you through the second part of the process. This part on Nadex, so that you can see what it is that you do when you do identify consolidation here. Okay? When you do identify consolidation there, and this is funny, it actually closes in the money anyway. But anyway, so this is not a trade that we would take. Just to be clear, I'm showing you the process so that we can go into more clarity with the second part of the process that we do. We already know the first part over here on the price chart is consolidation. We know that. After we've identified consolidation here, then we continue on with the next part of the process, 3 minutes or less. Once we got 3 minutes or less, on to the next part of the process, pricing on the option. We can look at the chart. Where is it? And we'll know what direction the market is already in. In other words, we're not trying to guess what direction it's going in. It's already going to be somewhere. It's either going to be lower or it's going to be higher. It's going to be positioned either up or down already. So by the time you come over here to Nadex, when you're looking at your pricing here, you know which side to look at. It's just like if it's positioned in a down position on the chart, when you come to Nadex, you're looking for a short. You come here, you're looking for a short automatically. And you're looking for favorable pricing on the option. That's how you know which option to select. So whichever option is above 17 but below 45, that's the one that you're going to look at. And I'm not, like, these are not hardcore numbers. The only hardcore number is 17. But you'll know where to look by looking at your pricing. So, like, just say, for example, right now we're under 3 minutes, right? And, all right, this is positioned up. So we'll come over here and we'll pull up this one right here. Why did I select this one? Why did I select the buy on this just now? Why did I do that? Exactly. Jermaine has it. It's below 83. Right. It's below 83, and it's also what? What is it here? What is this called? It's above the strike. What does that mean? Right. It's called in the money. There you go. Paul got it. James got it. Otis got it. Very good. It's in the money. That's all we're working with is in the money options. So the rest of the process that we use, it either okays us to take the trade or it says don't do anything because the market is not where we need it to be in order to do something. So we're looking for reasons not to trade. Like, did you see what the indicative just did? That's a reason not to do anything. So when you come back over to the chart, look, we already know not to do anything. This right here our process keeps us out of all of this. You don't have to figure out if there's a trade. The process is going to either eliminate a trade that was a potential trade, or it's going to give you permission to trade. It's one or the other. There's no in between. There's no, I think it might. It's either going to eliminate the trade or it's going to allow the trade. There's no in between. So you don't ever have to worry about getting into a trade that you weren't supposed to be in when you follow this process repeatedly. Every time that you come onto the chart, you do this without exception. Like, don't ever come on here and just come straight to Nadex and start doing this part of the process and you didn't come over here to see what the chart looks like. This right here is a skill. This is the skill part. Looking at this, being able to see the market. You got to be able to see what the market is actually doing. What is it doing? Is it moving around too fast? Is it moving erratic? Is it speeding? Is it jumping all over the place? Or is it calm? Is it quiet? Is it collective? Is it in consolidation? We want the latter. We're not doing anything until it's in consolidation. You see all of this right here? We're not doing anything in any of this. So you don't ever have to wonder, oh, well, what would I have done here? When you go back on the chart and you look at the candles and you see these big candles, you don't have to wonder about what you would have done. You already know that you wouldn't have done anything. You're not even looking at you're not even on Nadex. When the market is doing this right here, you're not even on the Nadex platform. This is why we win. We win because we don't trade in any of this. We win because We don't do anything until there's an opportunity to trade. Well, how do we know that? The process. The process tells us everything. Because it's going to give us reasons not to trade until all of those reasons have been eliminated. Once every reason not to trade is gone, that's when the trade presents itself. Patience and discipline is part of probably the two most important things that you're going to learn in your trading. It's one of the two or two of the most important things that we reinforce every single day. If you become impatient, you're going to lose because you're going to do something silly. Like get into a trade because you were watching for an hour and you got exhausted and you said, I want to take a trade. I'm going to see what this one does. Any of you that do that, you're going to lose. And you'll lose more if you actually win that trade. Hmm. What's the market doing right now? Hmm. Yep. 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 Is there any opportunity on Nadex? Looking at by following the process, do you see an opportunity on Nadex right now? Very good. That was assertive. I like that, Micah. Hmm. I don't know why you said that, Tim. In which direction? Otis and Jocelyn. Which direction? All right. Now you said buy. You you realize that you said buy, right? All right. Two of you guys are looking at a buy. See, this is exactly why training is very important. Let's just look at it. Let's zoom in. Now, based on just how you see the candles look, would you really be comfortable buying at all? That's for Tim and for Jocelyn. Yes, the pricing was there, but this is exactly why. Remember when I mentioned positioning on the chart? Tim said was 7 to 12 pips. Oh, micro pips. Okay. All right. We'll look at another one. We'll look at another one and just get some more clarity. But I want you guys to just realize that you said that you would buy in this area. Now we did have consolidation, yes. Um, the market slowed down, yes. The one thing I want you to pay attention to is where is the price. If the candle is red or pink, whatever your down candle represents, that is an indication that the price is pointed already in a direction. So if you were buying, let's say that you wanted to buy and the candle is pointing down. If the price is pointed in the direction that is coming towards your strike, I don't know if I would want to go with that. And again, this is something that is subjective. There's no rule for this aside from the rule that you create for yourself. Now, my rule is if I see the candle not pointed in the direction where I'm going, I'm not taking the trade. It's just an extra filter that I use or whatever you want to call it. If I'm able to see that, I will not take the trade. And that's just my personal preference. So I'm not saying to do that, but my preference would be to take the trade if the price is pointed in the direction where my strike already is. So if I'm buying, I don't want to see no red candles. But again, that's just my personal preference. But we're going to keep an eye on all of this that we're looking at. So right now, just as another example, let's look at this. We'll look at this. Now I'm going to watch this one. I'm going to watch the 89. 17 is our threshold. Favorable pricing. Price is above 17, right? We can sit here and we can let this time dwindle down, and we're just going to watch this indicative over here. Now you see where it is now. If I want to take this, I can take it. I could have took that. And I'm leaving this up so you can see what goes on. Now price went below this and it came back up. If you missed it the first time, I never get into it if price comes back up and gives you a second opportunity to get into the trade. I just won't do it. Because I know that if it went down and came up, you see what it's doing right now? It threatened your strike. Now it's above 89. That's why I don't do that. See, and this is exactly the type of stuff that I want y'all to see, because this is what you're going to be exposed to when you're trading and you're looking at the market in real time. We're looking to protect ourselves at all times. We're not looking to chase trades. We're never looking to chase trades. We don't chase trades. Trades find us. The way that trades find us is by us applying patience and discipline to the process that we use. Jocelyn said, oops. Yeah, we want to make sure that the oops are during the training, when we get clarity on why we did the oops. All right, so we're going to look at this. Let's see what this next one looks like. We're going to watch it from here first. See if the pricing slows down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely was in the elevator. Now it's on the escalator a little bit. All right, I'm not seeing anything anywhere. So, I mean, this right here was a moment of consolidation, but then price continued to speed up, and then it basically priced this out unless you were looking at the top one here, 33.95, but it's moving around. It's moving around, in my opinion, too much for you to even consider that. And and you see how I just came right back into this area. This is exactly why we just want to always protect ourselves. We don't have to chase trades. When we apply patience, the trade will find us because we will eliminate all of the reasons not to take a trade. And then the trade is there. We don't have to look for it. All we do is just look at the market. Watch the market till we get into some traffic. That's right, Johnson. No deal. All right. Well, while we're waiting, any of you who are brand new, if you have a question, if you don't have a full understanding so far of what I've already gone over, just say so in the chat box. Just say, I'm not clear on this, I'm not clear on that. And then we'll zoom in to whatever that is. And don't be shy. Yes, 1 minute chart. Oh yeah, absolutely. Checking the news is something that you should just do kind of every day. So you'll have a clear picture of when news is coming out throughout the day. For the most part, with the exception of the afternoon, when the FOMC will often release the minutes and they'll do speeches. That usually takes place around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. With the exception of that, most of the time in the afternoons, there is very rarely any news. The majority of the red-orange news is in the morning during the U.S. session or in the Asian session. In fact, during the time window that we tell you not to be in the market at all, we tell you don't trade from midnight until lunchtime every day, from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, Brian. Okay, James. Yeah, you guys are actually kind of asking the same question. All right, we're going to go through it. So I'm going to show you on this next 5 minutes, regardless of if we have consolidation or not. But now, let me ask you both. You both are clear on the fact that we wait for consolidation before we come here. Yes? You understand that that's what you wait for here first. All right. Very good. Um, who is that? Is that Cheyenne asking me that about the indicative price? Oh, okay. Oh, hey, Shar. Um, when you say the buy sell price, I'm not sure what you mean by that. You said does it have to match up with the buy or sell price? You mean the buy or sell price of the option? Elaborate, Shar. When you say buy or sell price, does it have to match up with that? Do you mean the buy or sell price of the actual option on Nadex? Is that what you're referring to? Okay, no. And when I say no, like what I'm going to show you guys now is going to answer each one of your questions. You all are actually asking the same question. And the question is, well, how do we select the strike? What is the indicative supposed to be doing when we select the strike? And how do we select the buy or the sell? How do we know which one to choose? And they're all connected to the same answer. So I'm going to just take you through one. So again, we know right now that this is not consolidating, but I'm just going through this so that we can identify what direction that we're going to look for when we go to Nadex. Okay? So now we're under 3 minutes on Nadex. So the first, look, and look close. You see this one right here that says 68? The reason that I'm selecting a buy is because the price is already up. It's already up above something. What is it above? We know it's above 33.99 because of the pricing. Well, now it's below. So, I mean, without even going to the other chart yet, I already know that it went down. Look. See, the pricing is going to tell you where the indicative is by what it's doing. But you don't have to get so caught up in that part. Just, if it's easier for you to understand when you come to Nadex first, look for your pricing first. Use your pricing first. The pricing is going to identify the strike that you should be looking at, and the direction you'll be able to identify by where you see the price on the chart. Is the price up? Is it down? Like right now, it's down, right? So let's go back to Nadex. If we just went to Nadex for the first time, we got 1 minute and 40 seconds left. I'm looking to sell. based on this. The price is down. It's already down in relation to the price action on the chart. So when I come here, I'm going to look for an option that is in the money going down. So the first one that would catch my eye would be this one right here. It's 40. I'm just going to watch it now. We know that the threshold is 17. So we can watch this until price gets closer to 17. But what we're looking at is the indicative. Also, in addition to this, we don't want to see this move. We want this to just sit there. Don't do nothing. Just sit there. Now, the amount of micro pips right now that is away from 97 is too close. You see how, like look at it now. It's at 33.97. We can't do anything with this. Even though the pricing on the option was there, we're not getting in if the indicative is sitting on the strike. We want the indicative to be under the strike. So we would want the price of the indicative to be, I mean, just to use a solid number, at least 4 or 5 micro pips underneath 97. So in other words, we would want to see it at 96.6 or 96.5, under 97. And again, the reason that I selected a sell is because when I looked at the chart, the price was already down. So I know I don't want to buy if I see that the price is already down. If the pricing is already underneath, I just want to, what is it underneath? So when I come to Nadex, I'm able to identify the strike that is going to be underneath by the pricing. The pricing tells me the majority of what I need to know. It tells me about where the indicative is in relation to the strike, and it's telling me which strike to even look at. That's what pricing is doing for you. So the answer, the simple answer to that question, or to those questions, is when you come to Nadex, look at your pricing after you know what direction that the actual chart is in. Like right now, this is an up candle. Now, even though it's an up candle, this is telling you what the positioning is of the price action. The price action is higher. It's up. So when you go to Nadex, you're going to be looking for a buy. But once you get to Nadex, other things have to be in place in order to validate the trade, such as the pricing. We got to have favorable pricing the whole way until we enter. And the only way that you're going to have favorable pricing is if the indicative is not moving around a lot. So if this indicative is above, like here, for example, this is 33.97. So let's just look at it. I'm going to pull it up just so we can see where the indicative is. You see where the indicative is at? The strike is 97. The indicative is 98.7. It's 17 micro pips above. And you see how fast the market is moving. So when we were looking just now, we know that the threshold was 83. So until you see that your threshold is being approached, and this is why you want the price to be under 83 when you first come to the chart. Notice how I said when you first come to the chart, because you see how price is jumping around right now. All of this movement right now dismisses the whole thing. Like I'm trying to show you examples, but all of this activity, we're not even on Nadex now. It's too much movement in the market. We don't want to be in any of this. We want the more, and we know from looking at this, we're going to be here on the price chart watching before we even go to Nadex. If the price is not consolidating here, what are we on Nadex for? We're not. So we watch price. That is the skill that you're learning, to watch the price action from here. And not only that, to be patient, because you may have to do this for a while. If the market is moving around a lot and there's a lot of volatility and momentum in the market, you might be doing this for like an hour or two. Literally just sitting here watching. And you got to deal with it. You can't get antsy and get impatient. Oh, well, I'm just going to take a trade and just see what happens. No. Do not take a trade and just see what happens. Don't do that. And the reason that I'm talking, so aggressive is because I want to reinforce these points to you. Like, I want you guys to understand why I win, why Enrico wins. This is why we win. Because we don't do any of the stuff everybody else who loses is doing. Everyone that loses trades, they get impatient, they have no discipline, and then they wonder why they lost the trade. That's not what we do on Team Alliance at all. See, Otis is well trained already. Otis said we have to be like a sniper waiting on the target. Exactly. Jocelyn, wait for the trade to come to you. See, this is what we do. We don't do anything else. We don't deviate. And if you do that as you apply the training, see, you're being trained a certain way. You're being trained to see things in reverse. We're training you to see things in reverse. Because if you come from Forex, this is the type of stuff right here. Your chart looks like this. If you come from Forex, your chart looks something like this. Just looks crazy. 85,000 indicators on the chart. Oh, well, I see some ranging in here, and oh, we got resistance up here. The price might approach resistance and bounce there, and then it'll do a reverse. Who cares? Who even understands that? Like, realistically, do any of you understand any of that? No, you don't. You need, like, what is this? What is this? What the hell is this? What is this? It's a Ichimoku cloud. What is that? Why do you have 10 moving averages on the chart? Why do you have momentum and the MACD on the chart? For what? When you look at our chart, look at our chart. Nothing. We're training our eyes to see the market. We don't see the indicators. We don't need them. We're looking at the market. The market is telling us everything that we need to know. All right, let's go find something on Nadex. So we'll wait for this to get under 3 minutes, and then we'll come over here and look at our pricing. Yes, Christmas tree. All right, so we had 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I see one option that we priced out on. So this is what I was talking about in one of the previous examples of what priced out means. You see how this is underneath 17? We priced out. So that means that it's in the money, meaning that price is underneath this strike. But we're not willing to pay more than, or I should say, we're not willing to earn less than $17. So we're not going to take that trade. We're just not going to do it. We want the pricing to be favorable for us from the beginning of our moment of actually looking at the binaries. So when we come over here and we're at 3 minutes under, we need an option that is giving us favorable pricing. If it's not favorable pricing, the whole thing is off. Now look at how easy I dismissed this whole trade just because this is under 17. That's how disciplined I am. Oh, well, it's 15. That's close enough. I'll take it. That's what some of you are going to do one day. You're going to say, you know what, I'll take it. It's close enough. And listen, I don't have a problem with you doing whatever you do, but whatever you do has to be structured and you have to be disciplined with whatever it is. If your number is 15 instead of 17, I understand. You can do that. But if you're using 17 and you see 15, 12, 10, and you're just so anxious that you got to get into the trade, you're going to jump into trades for all the wrong reasons. One of them being that you're not disciplined enough and you don't have enough patience. Because now you're seeing that you're like, well, I don't want to wait a whole another 5 minutes for another trade. If you got to wait 5 hours, what if you had to wait 5 hours? Would you do it? If you know that you're going to wait and when you get into the trade, you're going to knock it out the park and you're going to win, or you're going to wait? See, I mean, these are things that you have to ask yourself and you got to be honest with yourself. And that's what, the purpose of training. When you don't train, you go off and do things on your own, get hurt, and then it's like a dog licking his wounds. You hurt. We don't get hurt. You don't really see that much collisions in traffic, do you? Most collisions take place at high speeds. That's when you crash, right? It's hard to crash at 5 miles an hour, and if you do, it might be a little fender bender, if that. You just bump into the next car, but you ain't gonna pop your airbags. You're doing 100 miles an hour. You listen. You might die. So we're not speeding, and that's exactly the correlation that I want to give you, so that you understand how serious it is. Like we mean what we're saying when we explain this. Wait for traffic. Just wait. Oh, I needed to, who was I supposed to bring on? Forgot who it was. Okay, Johnny, that's who. All right, we actually got some consolidation here. Now let's go to Nadex and see what it looks like. Ah, look at here. Look at here. Now this is what we want to see. Let's see. This is the type of thing that I want to see right here. And it was just in the 70s, but that's close enough. Just for purposes of the example. And look, it's already priced out. All right, that's fine. Now, even though it was very brief, because now the market's moving up, obviously. And hey, it moved up without us. That's fine. So we didn't get into that trade because it moved too fast. But listen, pay attention to what I just did. Pay attention to what I just did. On the chart, right in this area here, before that big candle, before that, Price was consolidated in this area. It was slowing down. Now, when we get into the ideal setup, the price will be slowed down and it's not going to pop like this with that much time left on the binary. Like we were still at about 2 minutes and change just now when it popped up. It didn't give us a chance to get into it. The ideal trade is when the market is in the parking lot or in traffic, and it gives us an opportunity to get into the trade. Over here on Nadex, you'll see that the pricing, like where you saw 80 a moment ago, it'll be in the 70s. It'll be in the 70s for a long time, and a long time is like a minute or more. It'll just be in the 70s. You'll see the indicative not moving. You won't see this big candle yet. Prices just be right in the same area. It'll be concentrated in the same area, and it'll give you a chance to get in. You know what direction to be in because the market's already above. You get in the trade and relax. And right now we're looking at examples of how to avoid trades. You see how simple I said, the price shot up, it priced us out, that's it. You see I didn't go in and try to look for another trade. Oh, let me get in at the next strike. Oh, let me go up here and get in at the next one. No, you don't see me doing that. I don't chase the trade. You don't chase the trade. That's not what we do. Just don't do it. Don't do it. All right, let me see if Johnny's on here. Johnny is here. All right, hang on a second. Johnny, say something. Johnny. Johnny.
Yo.
All right, I can hear you.
Okay.
All right, so have I covered anything so far that you have wanted to know more about? Or is there something more specific that you needed to go over?
When you're buying, what's the lowest price that you would, I know you said if you're going to sell, you wouldn't take anything above 45. What about when you're buying? How low would you go? About 45 or 50 or?
Oh no, I'm actually reading. What's that in the background? You got a speaker on? Turn your speaker down a little bit because we're getting feedback. While I'm waiting, the 83, think of it like a line in the sand. You want the price not necessarily to be close to 83, but you kind of want the price of the option to stay under 83 as long as possible.
Right.
This is probably the better way for us to think about it. It's not that we want to get in at 83,
right?
But we already understand the way that the algorithm in Nadex works. And the way that it works is the closer that you get to the expiration of the option, the more expensive the option becomes. Period. So we are then using our ability to see the market more so to determine whether or not we're going to capitalize on the 5-minute binary. So we're just using the pricing as a mechanism. That's a tool for us. It protects us, and at the same time, it's going to allow more time to expire on the option so that we're not in the option for a long time.
Okay.
So we'll end up being in a trade 45 seconds, a minute, sometimes 30 seconds at the most, because of the process that we're using before we enter. And that process only finds the moments when the market is in that condition where it's easy to identify our trade on the binaries, and we just boom, take it. It's like you know that you have as much time as you need because your threshold number is in place. So as you see the pricing approach your threshold number, you know that it's coming down to the wire, and you got to decide if you want to take the trade or not. But another part that we're also looking at is how much time is on the option. Just like we know that if there's a lot of time on the option, like I wish I was looking just now because I know that this had pricing on it. We would have been in this one. We would have been in this one right now, 34.01. But anyway, so the more time that we have to let this clock run down, that's what we're trying to do.
Okay.
So that we can get this down as far as we possibly can, but we want to make sure that we get into the trade also.
Right.
So as the price approaches the threshold, sometimes it may not even approach the threshold. It might be that much favor in the pricing. Like, you know, you'll have instances where you get into the market, you're buying, and you get into the 60s or the 70s. It just depends on what's going on at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But the majority of the time, that 83 and that 17 is like, it's a way to hold the option while you just continue watching the market. And as you continue to watch the market, it's running down the time on the option, which is all advantageous for us. That's what we want all the time. When we get into trades, we don't get into trades in the trade for 2 minutes. We rarely get into a trade in the trade for a minute and a half. Most of the time it's about a minute, maybe 45 seconds, maybe 30 seconds.
Less better, huh?
The less is the better. I mean, just think about it. You're in a binary option trade. The objective is to win at the end of it. Nobody cares if you write about whether it went up or down, or if you predicted which direction it was going in. That's not how you win. You could be right in the first 2 minutes of the binary. In the last 3 minutes, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And it's over. And it's like, damn, why did I even take that trade? Yeah. So, you know, we've just figured out how to avoid damn near all of the pitfalls that are there, which is mainly just the lack of knowledge. It's like we reverse engineered the whole process. So instead of us looking at things the way that the majority of every other trader is looking, they're looking for trends. They want momentum. They want to see a lot of activity so they can get a better price on the option. We don't care about none of that. The bottom line is that we know if you win at the end of the option, you get paid. That's how you take somebody else's money on Nadex. Otherwise, you're going to give somebody else your money. So it's like you select which side of that transaction you want to be on.
Gotcha.
So I hope that was clear. I hope that cleared things up a little bit.
Yeah, it did.
All right, what else did you have?
That's about it, really. I was just...
All right, cool. All right, we're going to just keep running through different examples. And I see some of the other students have some really good questions, too. So we'll go into all of it. And all of it is relevant. It's basically all the same thing. Like I'm just answering the same questions over and over again repeatedly. And that's fine. That's fine. All right, Johnny, I'm going to put you on mute, okay?
Okay.
All right. Yeah, thank you, Johnny. That was good. Because that was pretty much the same question everyone was asking in the very beginning. Kelly's asking, after you see consolidation, how long are you waiting before you actually get into the trade? I kind of answered that just now. But we'll go into it even more. I see Enrico made it. What's going on?
I've been here. You had the
Oh, I did. Oh, my bad. Yeah, when I realized I did that, I had undid it.
It's all good.
Kelly, we're gonna find one, and then we'll look at it so that we can kind of see how much time to give it. Oh wow. Renisha went 5-0. She's asking for forgiveness though. She says she went too far. No, it's all good though. It's all good, Renisha.
Excellent. I think Renisha go 5-0 a lot.
Yeah, she kind of does. Oh, okay, Johnny. That was the wrong Johnny, huh? All right, I think I see the right Johnny now. Hang on. Johnny Kent? Johnny, say something if you can hear me.
It's the wrong one.
Wrong one?
Right.
This is the right one or the wrong one?
Wrong one.
Okay. So right, this is the wrong one. Where's the other Johnny? Oh, Johnny. Johnny Kent. Say something, Johnny Kent. Johnny Kent, unmute yourself.
You told him start it?
I don't know if he's on the phone.
Okay, I'm here now.
There we go. How you doing, Johnny?
I'm good, sir.
All right. All right, Johnny. So what did you want to what do you need clarity on?
Well, I've been studying the market for a while, so a lot of the stuff I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I just, need to get a little detail, like what you're showing, the consolidation. That's
right.
Good. I already have an account. I made money. I lost some too, but so I'm trying to just tighten up what I know, and what you're sharing tonight is real good. And so the first thing is I need to know how you get that chart you got there, because I've been trying to get that, and I haven't been able to get that exact chart. That is a good chart.
Yeah, that's MetaTrader 4.
Okay, I've been trying to get it, and I hadn't been able to download it for some reason.
Who did you try to get it from? Was it Forex.com?
I didn't go to Forex.com. I tried to just download it straight offline, and I couldn't get it to work. For some reason, I couldn't get it.
Oh, you might have got the one directly from MetaTrader.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
did.
what. Yeah, and it's like it's quirky, and I don't even know how to connect the server and all of that type of stuff to it. So you're
And
better
I have
off just getting it from a broker, one of the forex brokers.
And I have a Mac computer. Is that a problem?
No, that's what I'm using. Oh, maybe it was you that asked me about that. I had mentioned I'm using XM.com because you got to get MetaTrader for Mac. That was the other issue. If you have Mac, you got to get MT4 for Mac. And to my knowledge, they are, I think, I don't know for sure. Owanda might have it, but I know for sure XM.com has it, and there's another broker called Think Forex that has it.
Think Forex?
Yeah, thinkforex.com.
Okay.
They got the MT4 version. The Mac version, rather.
Other one?
The other one is XM, like X-Ray Mary. XM.com.
That's a broker site?
That's a broker site, yeah. That's the platform you're looking at. The one right here that I'm using, this is from XM.com.
Right. Yeah, I went there, but it a United States setting on it for some reason.
Yeah. And I had typed to you what I did. I don't want to really verbalize it, but you know.
Okay, cool.
I did the switcheroo to get it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the main thing, and but yeah, you kind of filling in the blanks with some of the stuff you're doing.
Yes.
And so pretty much you answered a lot of my questions that I've been asking, and I just need to keep watching what you're doing, man. That's
very good. Very good.
So if you can send me how to get that chart, that's the biggest thing I need. I need that chart you have. You know.
Okay.
I think I'll be good. Okay.
Yeah, you'll be able to get it from one of those two because I downloaded it from both of them, so they both work.
Okay.
So you know, either or. But I'm gonna message you again with what I did. You know, just so that you know what to do. All right.
All right, and just send the link with it, with the message how to get it, and that's all I need right now. Okay.
All right, cool. I got you.
Thank you, sir. Yep.
Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely, Letitia. That is consolidation. I see already on one of them you're going to be priced out by the time we get under 3 minutes over here, more than likely. But I'm going to, I'll draw this where I see the next one at. And we'll keep an eye on it. Oh, okay. Thank you, Tim. Do me a favor and send me that to my messenger on Facebook, so I'll have it. Jermaine, you can use any chart that has price candles on it. You can even use the prices, the chart on Nadex, this chart. Yeah, we just priced out. Priced out. All right, let me come over here. Jermaine, you said that's the one you've been following. You're talking about the chart on Nadex, right? Letitia, I would recommend using MetaTrader 4 because I'm biased to it. I've never used MT5, so I can't even tell you anything about it. Okay, Jermaine, and whatever's comfortable for you. MT4 works for me and Enrico. Well, actually, Enrico was using Trader's Way also. So usually when you see him doing the videos, he's using another charting platform. That's what he's comfortable with. So that's what he has up. Same for me. If you're comfortable with the Nadex chart, use that. The only difference, Shaw, is, I mean, just the appearance. You can also take a trade from the chart, you know, stuff like that. I don't want to get into all of that because I want to keep y'all focused on what we actually are looking for. But yeah, you can use the Nadex chart. That's fine. And it's the same thing that you're doing on Nadex. Waiting for what? Exactly. The teacher Isaiah said that he uses MT5 and it's very similar to MT4. So Van, have you been watching the training videos? Did you watch any of the training videos from last week? Yes, exactly. So you just answered the question. That's how I'm doing it. So Van, just watch. We'll look at this as an example right now, okay? Look. Now, I'm looking at pricing right now. I'm looking at the pricing. You see how the candle here is underneath this line? And this box right here gets on my nerve. I don't understand why that's there like that. But you see this line right here? You see how price is underneath there? That is this strike price right here. The 97. Okay? Now, I'm going to watch this. I'm just going to watch. And what I'm looking at is this price, but I'm also looking at this indicative. The indicative is at 966. And we got about 2 minutes left. I do not want to see this indicative go up at all. I want to see it stay here, or I want to see it go down slow. And I want that to take place as long as possible so that we can watch this go down. We want the timer. See where it says expires in? That's the timer on the binary. We want that to keep going down and down and down. We wanted to get under a minute. We wanted to get under 45 seconds. We wanted to give under 30 seconds. Will it give us that? I don't know. But we're going to watch. You see this indicative is still at 966? This is like the price is sitting in traffic. It's not moving. It's just sitting there. That's what we want. Look at the time still winding down. Look at the price of the option. It's still above 17. It's still in our favor. We under a minute. Look at the indicative. It's still at 966. Time is still going down. Boom. Now the price is underneath the threshold. So you had time. You had up until about 50 seconds to take this trade short. And you would be in the trade. Let me see if it just puts me in there so we can just look at it on the thing. Alright, it ain't gonna put me in, so never mind. But anyway, I'm just going through this to show you what it is that we're doing. That's what we're doing every time. We don't want the price to move, and if it does move, we want it to move in the direction where we already are. Now, did you understand what I just showed you just now about that? Did you understand that part? That's for Van. Van is in the group chat. Why are you in the group chat, Van? Van, stay focused. When you type in the chat in the room. Not in the group chat. Stay in the room. Stay in the room. Right, you got to get focused. You got to get focused, Van. All right, there you go. There you go. And yes, Tim, that was the winner chicken dinner. All right, Jermaine, that's an excellent question, because if it goes below 17 before you get in it, you leave it alone. You didn't get in it. You missed it. That's why the process that we're using is training you and training your eye to see things quickly. Very good, Tim. Very good, Infamous. The other two will know. Very good. What if it happens after? What do you mean, what if it happens after? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Jermaine. Oh, if you're in the trade, that's what you want. If you're in the trade, you want to see, if you're in a sell trade, you want to see the price go to zero. You want to see it go all the way down. If you're in a buy trade, you want to see the price go all the way up. So if you're in the trade already, that's a beautiful thing when the price is moving in the direction of where you already are. All right, you got it. You got it. I know you got it that time because you said perfect. All right, very good. So basically, pretty much all of this area that you guys see on the chart, this is a consolidated area. It's not just because the candles are small, but the price slowed down to the point where the candles are small. That's how much the price has slowed down. And this is the environment that we want to be in when we're getting into a trade. Absolutely. Absolutely, without a doubt. Right. Exactly, Tim. Exactly. So it's at 966. It's been holding there, like Tim pointed out. I mean, just off the top, I'm looking at this one. Look, it's at 1875. If I get this, I can put in that 17. I'll take it now. It's got 53 seconds on it. I probably waited too long. Yep, I waited too long. But that's all right. But you understand the basis of what I'm doing. Like if I entered that trade, I entered it because it was around 18, so it was close to 17. That's close enough for me, considering that the indicative, like Tim pointed out, this indicative was at this right here for the last 2 or 3 minutes. Look at the chart. Price is not moving. That's like shooting fish in the barrel. All of this waiting. We just waited. We waited through all of this. Waited for all this to finish. Then the market just decides to give us trades. 3 students just now told me that they went 2-0. And I know that they did that right here. They're done trading for the day. So for everybody that's a newcomer, when you watch tonight's video, from the very beginning, we go through the process, step by step. Step by step. So we covered it specifically for those of you that are brand new, that don't know anything, because you haven't even watched the training videos. Or you might have watched them, but you didn't get clarity yet. When you attend a live training like this and we go through it, it has a different effect when you see it live. So you will want to try to make it to a live training or multiple live trainings. But this, I'm going to point out also in the group chat when I load this video, this is going to be the most effective training for new people. This one today. Tim is trying not to take trades. Okay. Isaiah, you didn't take anything yet? You must have been taking a nap or something. No, I was talking to Isaiah, man. Oldest is 2-0.
Sure.
Wow. I have to congratulate Isaiah. That's hard. Why would you do that? I should tell everybody what you did to me.
That's too personal. You don't want to say your personal.
Stop
Then
it.
you would have to describe my breath.
Come on. Isaiah has not taken a trade because the market has not met his criteria. Oh, Sundays are included. Like now. You can trade now. The market is positioned properly. It's structured right. Now this is why Isaiah did not take a trade. You guys see this? You see how this is 3 micro pips above? for Isaiah to take a trade, he has to be at 5, if I'm not mistaken. His might be 6. Actually, I think his is 6. So, in other words, because this is not at least 6 micropips above the strike, he will not take the trade. Even though the market is not moving, you see how it's not moving, it's not going anywhere? Like, that's 3 micropips. 3 micropips above. Why do I have the cojones to take that trade? Like, why would I take that trade? It's because of the ability to see the market. That's what's giving me the confidence. So if my criteria is one thing, then the criteria that I set is what it is going to be what I stick to. That's why Isaiah has not taken a trade. And this is a perfect example. Let's look at that right there. Let me draw this line out. That was the 97, right? That was this right here. Now, this is why he wouldn't take the trade. The price on this candle was sitting at, and it's even less here. Here was 1 micropip above, 33.961. So it was sitting 1 micropip above here. The indicative on Nadex was 3 micropips above. But basically on that last candle, that is too close to the line, to the strike. So the preference that he has determined for himself is that he wants the price to be further away from the line, not this close to the line. Price was like right there. It was 1 micropip above on MT4. On Nadex, it was 3. And you see in that last moment, the price came down underneath the strike. And what did it move? 961 to 954. So that's a 7. It moved down 7 micropips at the end of that binary. The fact that he's using 6 micropips above, if a potential move like this were to take place, he would be further protected because he is waiting with a higher number above the strike, or the price being further away from the strike. And that provides more protection for his trade. And these are rules that he set for himself. This is the same thing that you're going to have to do for yourself, because as you watch the market, you have to see how often do certain things take place. What does the market have a tendency to do when it's only giving you 3 or 4 micropips above versus 5 or 6 or 7 or 8? And as you fine tune what your criteria is, you get harder rules for yourself. And the fact that he didn't take a trade, that is the most difficult thing that you can do, because it means he got to stick to the rule that he set for himself. Period. So even though we're looking at everything and everything has a structure, is set up properly, when you look at how many micropips above it wasn't 6. He's not in the trade. He's not in the trade. And I commend him for doing that, because he's one of the students that actually, has displayed a high level of discipline. Not to say that you guys are not doing that, but I know that it takes more time for you to be that disciplined. Because again, we're going through the process so that you understand the process of what we're doing. Just like this. This is another example. You know, it's the same thing. Price is just sitting there. Now, this is what you want to see. But the fact that it was 3 micropips above, it can be a filter for you. Maybe that's not enough for you personally. Like, do you feel comfortable with it only being 3 micropips above the strike price, even though it wasn't moving? If that makes you uncomfortable or a little nervous, or you've seen instances from keeping track in your journal and paper trading where, no, I'm not going to do that. That's too tight. It's too close. Let me try 5. Let me try 6. Let me try 7. This is what your practice does. And when I say practice, I'm not talking about taking demo trades. Because you don't even want to take a trade in a demo until it's a real trade for you. So that your demo is reflecting what you're going to be doing when you go live. When you practice on paper in your journal. And you write down how much time was left on the option when you entered. What price did you get in at? How many micropips above the indicative or below the strike price rather was the indicative? How many micropips above was the indicative? How many micropips below was the indicative relative to the strike price? What price did you pay to get into the trade on the option? How much time was left? Was the indicative moving? Did it move towards your strike or away from the strike? And I know this sounds like a lot, but this is everything we do just by looking with our eyes. We process everything I just went through, we process that visually with our eyeballs. And this is what I'm reinforcing when we come on here that you guys do in the journal. When you go through your journal, you want to write down all of the details of what I'm taking you through now, because this is part of the process. How much time was left on the option? What price did you pay? Or what was the price when you would be willing to enter? How many micropips above or below the strike price was the indicative at the time? And you keep track of all of that. And what's going to happen is now, when you come to the chart, you're going to fine tune your personal criteria and your personal parameters to the point where you know exactly what you do when you're ready to trade. And when you start to do it on demo, now on your demo, you're winning. Just like people talk about going live. You shouldn't be going live until you have proven that you can win consistently in a demo account. Because this right here is the closest that you're going to get to live. So you don't want to start behavior over here that is not conducive to what you're going to be doing in your live account. Don't do it. Don't come over here and just start doing wild stuff on the demo just because it's a demo. Oh, I just took, let me just practice. And no, don't do that. Do that on paper. Treat your demo like it's your live account, down to the contracts. If you know that when you start in your live account, are you going to start with 1 contract? Yes, you're going to start with 1, not 5, not 10. So don't do 5 or 10 in your demo, because that's not what you're going to do when you go live. Everything that you're going to do live is what you should be practicing in the demo account. So don't treat the demo like it's not real. Treat the demo like it is real. And save anything else that you're going to do for the journal and keep track of what you're doing.
Okay, you good to go.
All right, sir.
Alrighty, have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, I got it, Tim. Thank you. Thank you very much. Who's trading live right now? Okay. That's in your live, Tim? Very good. Who else? You guys are shy now. Okay. I know somebody else is trading live. They just don't want to tell me. Confess. Very good. Okay. Van, when you say that, what do you mean? How to take a trade? Right. Well, that's the very first part of the process that leads up to taking a trade. All right, we go through it when this new 5 minute comes, when this rolls over, which it's doing now, we're gonna go through it. All right, Isaiah finally got one in. Ah, short. Mm-hmm. Was it just on this last one, Isaiah? You took a short? This? I'll message you. All right, so Van, right now we're looking at the chart. Van, do we have consolidation on the chart right now? Very good. So now that we have consolidation, what's the first thing we look for on Nadex? The very first thing. What do we need to see on Nadex? Mm-hmm. Van, what are we looking for on Nadex first? Not sure. All right. Very first thing we want to see is that this time left is under 3 minutes, which it is. Okay? Now, as we're looking at the chart, we see that the market is in a down position. So what I do is I come here and I'm looking for a strike price that has pricing on it. Now we know that if we're selling, we want to sell for no less than 17. So you see this one here is under 17, right? That means that we're priced out. Can't do anything with that. And now it's actually above 17. So what do we do now? Do we jump into this because it came up to 17? What do we do? Did you say sell, Van? Okay, you said sell. No, that is not what we do. Listen, and I want you to like just listen carefully to what I'm saying right now at this moment, so that you understand why I'm saying it. When we first came here, just now, the price was already under 17, right? So that meant that the price, when you look at the chart, it's going to be under the strike price, yes. But if it's already below 17, it means that we don't take the trade, period. So if the fact that it came back up above 17, you want to know what that looks like on the chart? It looks like this. You see this candle right here? Look at this blue candle right here where I got the check mark. And let's zoom in. Because this is the perfect example to use. You see this blue candle? You see how the price came up above the strike? This is our strike right here. This line right here is our strike price. At least I think it is it? Was that the 97? Or was that the 99 we were looking at? I'm not even sure which one it was. I think it was the 99. No, it was the 97. I'm sorry. So, okay, the 97 was here. It was the 97. No, it couldn't have been 97. It was 99. Thank you, Otis. Thank you. All right, so it was a 99. All right. Now look at this candle. When the price went under 17, it was over here. The price. When you saw on Nadex the price came up above 17 again, it was this candle moving up towards your strike. You do not want to enter into a trade after it's already been priced out. So if you come to Nadex and you look over here and you're priced out already, meaning that if you want to sell, the price is already below 17, no trade. You do not trade. If it's already under 17, don't trade. Even if it comes back up over 17, don't trade. Is that clear? Okay, very good. Very good. And I want to reiterate that because this right here, this is a threat to you. When you see price coming up, going towards your strike, that is threatening your trade. That is threatening your trade. Do not be threatened when you're trading. Don't position yourself to be threatened. We don't got to chase anything. So if it's already priced out, forget it. Just leave it alone. There's going to be another trade, and it's going to be a better, more quality trade that has no issues with it. It's just going to be clear from the beginning. Like right now, we're looking at this. Let's take a look at the area that we at right now. So we under 3 minutes. We come over here. All right, same situation. It's already priced out. It's under 17. We don't do anything with this. And Letitia, yes, you were looking at the 99, but remember that we want the time to run down. So if you're looking at 99 and early, you see how much time we got left? We got 1 minute and 40 seconds left, and it's already priced out. That's not our trade. That's not our trade because you don't want that much time left on the option. Is that clear? Do you understand that? That was for Letitia. Yeah. I say yes, unless you want to be in the trade for 2 minutes or more. No. I'm not even saying that. Let me just clarify that one more time so that no one gets confused by what I'm saying. When we come to Nadex for the first time, we know that this has to be under 3 minutes just for us to look over here. That's just a prerequisite. So once we look over here and we start to follow an actual strike, if the pricing here is priced out already and you got 2 minutes left, 2.5 minutes left, and you already priced out of the option, how long do you want to sit in the trade? Are you willing to enter that trade with 2.5 minutes left on the option? Like, that's a question for you, Letitia. Do you want to enter the trade with 2.5 minutes left on the option? You want to sit in that trade for 2.5 minutes? Yes or no? Right. Right. Ideally, we want to sit in a trade for 30 seconds. But I'm just saying, you know that you don't want to sit in a trade for that long. So if it prices you out, well, it closes at zero. When you see all the time run out on the time left, time ahead, all the time runs out, then that's when it expires. But when you get to 30 seconds, Nadex blocks you out, so you can't buy or sell. You can't get in or get out of the trade unless somebody's crazy enough to put an order out there. But you cannot get into or out of the trade once you're at 30 seconds. So that's why you hear me say 30 seconds. Ideally, yes. I'm not saying that you have to, because you're going to determine that for yourself. You're going to figure out for yourself, what are you the most comfortable with? Yeah, well, you know that off the bat, you're not even looking over here until it's under 3. Then the first part of the next process is to look for your pricing. So if you got pricing on the option, let me see what the chart looks like. All right, let's take a look over here, back in Nadex. All right, so look, this is a good example. We're going to wait until this is under 3 minutes, and then we're going to pull up a strike. So we'll look at it right now, and we'll see how long our process will keep us positioned. It is for now, but we're going to watch it. We're going to watch, because if the price moves further away from the strike, that's in our favor on the one that we're going to watch. So look, well, it already done moved. All right, so we'll look at the opposite side. So right now, let me see what this looks like. Okay, we're going to look at the short, right? Now, we know that we're in the money on this right here by 4 micro pips. So we're going to watch this, 966. Okay, we're going to just watch that. We're also going to watch this. We know our threshold is 17. So we're going to just keep our eye on this. And let's see how long the indicative is going to hold. You see how it's inching lower? How it's inching down? It ain't moving up. It's not moving against us. It's moving in favor of the strike that we're looking at. We're just going to watch it. And now you're getting priced out. So the fact that you got priced out, no trade now. You just leave it alone. Because look at how much time you have left still on the binary. You still got 1 minute and 40-something seconds left. So unless you're comfortable waiting in the trade for that long, unless you're okay with that, you forget about the trade, because you got priced out of it. That is called discipline. And these are all the things that people don't do. What are most people going to do? They're going to jump into the trade anyway. They're either going to jump in early, or they'll get in at a worse price than 17. They might have got in at 10. Chasing the trade. We don't do that. So we just let that go. Understand that?
Yes.
Very good. Oh, you got tired of typing, huh?
It's hard flipping back and forth because I don't see everything when I flip back and forth.
Oh, you're on the iPhone, right?
Yes.
So when you're talking, you can't see the screen? Is that what goes on?
When I'm typing.
So now you can see the screen that you're talking to me?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Well, you sound nice and clear today. The other day you were a little jumbled, a little jarbled on there, but it's nice and clear today, so that's fine. You can just stay that way so that you can continue to watch. And as I ask you questions, you can just answer the question. Not have to worry about the typing part. So that example just now, that was clear for you, yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What you're looking at on the chart, walk me through what you see.
Is that the pink line? Is that the strike?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Price is going up, but it's not going up very fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's still going up, though. Now it's coming down.
How is the speed of the market looking to you right now? Is it looking like it's moving slow enough to consider taking a trade? Well, not even taking a trade, but to consider looking at Nadex.
I'm still watching. I don't think I would look at Nadex yet.
Okay.
I would just stay on this right now and just wait for it. It's not exactly jumpy, but it's not consolidating either.
Okay.
Looks like the wicks have shortened up, and maybe it's starting to slow down a little bit.
You want to take a look at Nadex?
Yeah, I would right now. I would. I see it. Was that 1625? 16/24. That's a little bit too not in the price range yet.
Yeah, it's like right around the threshold area already.
Yeah. I'd wait for it to go to 18 maybe, and then it might jump down again. On the other side, the blue side, there's an 85 there, but is that the 95, the 33.95? Yeah, I see consolidation. No, I don't think I would take that one.
Why?
It just went to 87, and now it's at 96.
So you priced out of it?
You said to stay below 83, right?
Right.
Okay, so it's not a good one.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
I'm getting it.
Yeah, it's
and
hard.
Then
it's
on
hard
the bid side, the one above it that says 14, still priced out. 15, still priced out. Now it just jumped to 38, so that means the market's moving again.
The market's moving in which direction?
Not in my favor.
Is it moving up or down?
Up.
Very good.
I can't tell.
You could tell. You could tell. You don't even know how you did it. You know how?
No, I don't know how I did it. Like I said, my brain thinks it before my eyes can understand what I'm seeing.
You seeing the red numbers go up. You know that means the market's going up.
Oh, is that what I'm seeing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew the answer. I didn't know why I knew the answer. And now it's closed out, so you can't make a bid anyway. Right? I'm trying.
You're getting it. take a look at this. How's this one looking so far?
Looking better. Slower.
Right.
But there's still a lot of time left.
Exactamundo. Think we could take a look at Nadex?
Yeah. It's too early yet, though. There's nothing there.
Sure.
The 32, maybe? Is that what you're looking at?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And again, even when we pull up the ticket, we're still just looking. We're just watching. We're just going to watch because if and when the trade presents itself to us, it'll be right there in our face. Like right now, we're looking at the indicative is at 964, and we got a little over 2 minutes. So if that
it just changed to 965.
Right, with the 965, and we're just going to continue to watch.
It's still below. You want it to be below the 97.
Right. Just remain below 97 and not move around much.
I would probably take it.
You would take it now?
Probably. Yeah. Oh, I'm not doing it. Okay, this is a demo. Okay. Uh-oh. What happened?
I'm not doing it live.
It went down to 15.
Yeah, you want the price to go down because you're in the short.
Okay. Okay. It's still staying below that. Oh no, it just. All right, so it says 33. It just went up. Okay.
And it's okay.
It went up. It went past the 33.97.
Right, up above the strike.
Yep. I would have failed that, right?
Well,
lost.
Pretty much, but again, it's all right. You want to make sure that the process, more than anything, is what you're doing correctly. So we'll take a look at it on the chart and just see what we could have done to avoid getting into the trade, if that was even possible. Now, the one thing that
The market sped up there at the end.
Yeah, it did.
Does it always do that?
It doesn't always do anything. It really kind of just does whatever it's doing at the time. But there are things that we're going to position ourselves to see and do that will prevent us from getting into trades when this is possible. So the one thing that I noticed that we could have done to avoid is by giving ourselves more time. And that just simply means letting more time expire on the option. Like when you said, yeah, I would enter, we had about a minute and 40 seconds, maybe a minute and 45 seconds, something like that. And not to say, oh, that's too much time. Like I said, you're going to determine how much time you're willing to give it based on your comfort level. So if you feel like, well, you know what, I've seen too many trades where I've had more time left on the option and the market turned around on me, I think I'm going to give myself even lesser time left on the option. And then you create a rule, like a parameter for yourself, where you say, you know what, I'm not even going to take a trade unless it's a minute and 20 seconds left or less. Just as an example. So whatever it is that you see as you're practicing is going to help you to determine the parameters that you follow as you trade. So whatever it is, you want to stick to whatever you decide. If it's a minute and a half, stick to that. If it's a minute, stick to that. But the only way that you're going to know is by following the process and applying it each time. Then these other little things that you're adding on, like how many micro pips would you feel comfortable with having? 5, 6, or more? Or are you okay with 3 or 4? These are things you have to determine for yourself. So as you do that, then you'll create your own parameters, and then you have something to practice with, because it becomes like a rule for yourself. So you know what to practice with. So now when you're practicing with those parameters, now you can keep track, and your results will be reflected from those parameters. And then that's how you can tweak and fine-tune what it is that you want to do. So just like, like people are constantly asking us, well, how many pips should you give it? It depends. I don't know what you're comfortable with. There are times that I take a trade and there's only 3 micro pips above. But those are different. It depends on what I'm seeing at the time in the market. That just comes from my personal experience. And I have way more time and experience than everybody that's here. You see what I'm saying? So it depends. But for you guys who are new, you have to create criteria for yourself that you don't deviate from, so that you can train yourself to be disciplined. And then once you have the discipline, then you can kind of feel your way through the market, because you're just able to see the market that much more clearer over time. It's like it's something that comes with time and experience. The market never just always does the same thing. That's the only thing it always does, is something different. It's like, well, what does the market usually do? Whatever it wants to. That's the answer. The market just does whatever it feels like doing at the time. So our job is to position ourselves to put the probability of the market either doing something or not doing something, more so not doing something. So we're constantly looking for reasons to not trade.
So is the market the 6 billion other people that are out there trading right now? Is that what the market is?
Yep.
So a minute before expiry, it's common to see a lot of action, a lot of movement.
Nope.
Because isn't everybody else waiting until a minute or waiting until 2 minutes?
Everybody else is not necessarily trading 5-minute binaries. the market, the Forex market is the market that the binaries are based on. But those are individual markets that are moving. So the binaries is just the way we capitalize on the way that we see the market. That's why our ability to see the market itself is the way that we use the 5-minute binaries. You're thinking in terms of the people on Nadex. And the people on Nadex are simply placing their trades based on what they see. So it comes down more so to, well, which one of you guys are actually able to see the market more consistently with more precision. The market itself has nothing to do with the binaries. It's just the market itself. The binaries are the way that we capitalize on what the market does. So we're training you to see the market. And the 5-minute binaries are the afterthought. Once we see in the market, listen, we got consolidation on the chart. The market is slowed down. We have a higher chance of being able to make money with these 5-minute binaries because the market is in a slower condition. It's in traffic. It's not moving and jumping around. So we can get our shots off and we'll hit, because it's easier to hit something that's not moving than it is to hit something that is moving. So we're constantly positioning ourselves by seeing the market first. Once we see the market with more clarity, then we capitalize on that with the binaries. So I hope that was helpful. All right, so here's one we can take a look at, and we'll just keep an eye on it. We'll just watch it. So this is the 33.97. You see we got 2 minutes left. And we'll just watch this one, and we'll keep track of it. So right now, 17. So 2 minutes and change, you were already priced out. And you can see where your indicative is at 33.95. Only thing is that you got a lot of time left. Yep, so we just pretty much priced out of that. And that was it. That was the only opportunity that there was. You're priced out of it, so you just wait for the next setup. Again, which starts with the chart. Consolidation.
Van just asked a question. Did you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Oh my God. Did I eat that?
All right, what we got left here? All right, it's about 10 o'clock. We got any more questions? What we got here? Van, you won. Oh, I won't take this trade. Another 2 minutes. Okay. When you're looking to take a trade on Nadex, do you look out for all the prices on the bid section, right? All right, Anthony, thank you. When you're looking to take a trade on Nadex, do you look out for all the prices on the bid section? Well, I'm looking for prices on both the bid and the ask side, the sell side and the buy side, depending on what our analysis said that we should be taking. So that's the answer to that. It all depends on the analysis that we took, Van, what we're going to be looking at. Go over the video again. Mark will put this in the training section, so you can see this entire video again, and it'll help you more. So that way you get to start the video and get the answer to your questions again. And then you have more questions when you come back. All right? Good night, everyone. We definitely appreciate your support and your questions. Anyone else, before you go, got any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to type them in the group chat. I'll be up for a while in the group chat. I'll probably be looking around for some trades. Yeah, you could use other pairs. We like to use the British pound and the USD just because we know it better than other pairs, and we just like to know things better than the rest of the people we trade against. But you can feel free to use other pairs if you like. It's your personal preference, what you feel comfortable with. It's mostly getting comfortable with the parameters, then getting comfortable with your pair, and then getting comfortable with making winning trades. Am I going to be able to trade Christmas break, or is it too wild because of end of year? I didn't say because I wasn't on the call earlier, but all December through to the New Year's will be kind of hectic and a little too wild to trade. Really, I really personally don't want to be trading, but I suggest you to go through all the parameters and trade on your demo, trade your paper account, and practice. Because the practice during this time will give you the experience to understand exactly how dangerous the market can be and why we respect it so much and not go spend too much time in it. All right? once again, thank you, everyone. Good night. If you got any group, like I said, you got any questions, throw them in the group chat. I'll be up probably looking around, just looking at the charts. Like I said, I probably won't be taking any trades. From the way our training went tonight while I'm watching it, I don't even like how the market was moving. So, good night, everyone. Good night. Definitely appreciate you coming as usual.